Hey, my name is Sean. This is going to be a deck gameplay video for Birgi God of Storm, a new CDH Storm deck that I got a turn 1 win with on a random hand, which I felt was pretty strong. I did mess up a few times, but those will be explained after, and I'll go refix them. There will be a live Storm and a live mana count at the top in case I'm a little bit off when I'm speaking, which I may or may not be. And then at one point I mess up the win condition and have to re-record over that, which I'll tell you when you're at that point in the video. Thank you guys for watching, and please like and subscribe if you enjoy.
Okay, let's get into this first hand, see what we get. Probably going to keep this. The hope is that we draw an additional mana source or a 0 mana spell. Drop return, yep, that's good. Play a Jeweled Lotus, play our commander. Storm count is at 2 at the moment. There, and then, doesn't really matter. Play a Spark of Creativity to draw a card. Play Renegade Tactics to draw another card. Storm count is at 4 at the moment. We have 1 red floating. Cast a Gamble. We're going to view all Social Life for a Mana Vault. Shuffle our library. Roll a 6-sided dice. Discard a Desperate Ritual. Play Mana Vault. Storm count up to 5. 1 red mana floating. Cast the Treasonous Ogre. Storm count 6. 1 red mana floating. Cast a Skull Clamp. 1 red mana floating. Storm count is 7. Pay 3 life. Play a Runaway Steamkin. 1 red mana floating. Play 3. Pay 3 more life to cast a Twin Flame. Pay 3 more life to cast the Twin Flame up to 8 storm count. 1 runner still floating. Before Runaway Steamkin triggers. Actually, we can't. That doesn't work that way. So we can't do that. Go back to up 3 life. Just Skull Clamp this to draw 2 more cards. Play a Crash Through, draw a card, up to storm count up to 8. Conjurer's Bauble, crack it, draw a card. Still 1 red mana, storm count up to 9. Play a Pyrite Spell Bomb, storm count up to 10. Crack a Pyrite Spell Bomb, down to no mana now. Draw an additional card. Play a Kobolds, storm count at 11, back up to 1 red mana. Pay 6 life to add 2 red mana to your mana pool. Cast a Wheel of Fortune, discarding and drawing 7. Going up to 1 red mana, storm count at least 12. If I didn't miss any triggers. Play this for 0. Play this for 0. Play this for 0. Storm count up to 15. 4 red mana floating. 4 red mana floating. Cast a Krark the Thumbless. Storm count up to 16. 3 red floating. Cast a Rite of Flame. Flip a coin. Heads. Makes a token copy off Krark. We add 2 mana up to 5 red, or up to 4 red, and then 2 more mana, 2 mana up to 7 red there. Storm count, it is at 17. Then we cast a Thrill of Possibility. Player, flip a coin. Actually, before we do that, we're not going to cast that. We have 7 red. We're going to start Skull Clamping away these tokens. Skull Clamp down to 6 red. Draw 2 cards. Kobolds down to 5 red. Draw 2 cards. Cast a Magmatic Insight, discarding a land. Flip a coin. It's tails. I'll go back to my hand. Storm counts up to 23. Magmatic Insight, discard another land. Flip a coin. Tails again. So that is disappointing. Cast a Jessica's Will. Storm count is now up to 25, or now up to 20. I meant 18 earlier. Up to 20 now. We get down to 3 red for the Jessica's Will. Player flip a coin. It is tails. Cast Jessica's Will again. Player flip a coin. Tails again. Down to 1 red. Tap this. Player flip a coin. Tails again. Still at 1 red. Pay 6 life. Down to 25. Casts Jessica's Will again. Still at 1 red. We're up to 23 storm count though. That might be a little bit off. So I'll make sure to go over if we do end up winning. Again, lose 6 life into 19. Cast Jessica's Will. Tails again. Still at 1 red. Storm count 24. Player flip a coin. Tails. Or down to 13 life. Cast Jessica's Will again. Down to 7. Flip a coin. Heads finally. Make a token copy. We're at 1 red right now. Storm count's 25. First one resolves. Reveal the top 3 cards. Add 7 up to 8 red right now. Second one resolves. Add 7 again up to 15 red. Cast a Thrill of Possibility. Discarding that. Or wait, first we're going to cast a Crimson Whips, actually. Player flip a coin. Tails. Storm count up to 26. Cast Crimson Whips again. Storm count 27. We just go mana even here. Or storm count 22. Flip a coin. Storm count. Oh yeah, no, 28. And that's 28. Player flip a coin. So until we get to tails, we just get to keep adding 1 mana. We just keep staying man even. Okay. Up to 30 storm count, and we finally get a head, so we make a token copy. We draw 2 cards. And now we're going to cast Rogra. Storm count up to 31. Cast an Expedite. Same thing with Krark. Flip a coin. Heads, so immediately. So we're going to draw 2 cards. Draw a card. Draw another card. Now we are going to cast a Thrill of Possibility, discarding an Ornithopter. Flip a coin, heads, so we make a token copy. Draw 2 cards. Storm count's up to 32 at the moment. Draw 2 more cards. Play a Mox Amber. Storm count 33 up to... We went down to 14 red, now we're back up to 15 red. Cast a Magnetic Insight, discarding a land. Flip a coin, it's tails, it goes back to our hand. Flip a coin, it's tails again, it goes back to our hand twice. Or actually, that's my mistake, we're not going to do that. First, we're going to make sure we draw 2 cards off Rogra by going down to 14 red and sacrificing Rogra to our Skull Clamp. Draw 2 cards. Then do the same thing, play Crimson Kobolds up to 15 red, storm count 34. Sack it to Skull Clamp, draw 2 cards. Back down to 14 red. Then we'll cast an Overmaster, and again we'll be in the chain. Flip a coin, tails, storm count 35. Player, flip a coin, heads, so we end up drawing. We make a token copy. We draw a card. Then we draw a second card. We're still at 14 red. Storm count is 36 at the moment. And now, see, this is where playing the right spell at the right time works well. Play this Magnetic Insight with now a lot of lands to discard. Player flip a coin, tails, it doesn't really matter. We can just continue to cast it. Storm count's 38 now. Discard this Snow-Covered Mountain. Make a token copy. Draw 2 cards. Draw 2 cards. Storm count is at 38 now. Lava Dart again. We can just start chaining these 1-mana spells. Storm count 39. Cast it again. Storm count 30. Just target any one, really. Both of them resolve. They go to the graveyard. Our storm count is at 40 at the moment. We do have that grape shot to finish off, but we don't have any ways to copy our grape shot or return it, so we got to keep digging at the moment. So, cast a Cathartic Reunion, or cast a Faithless Looting, Flip a coin, and again, just keeps getting returned to our hand. So storm count 42 now. We're still at 14 red because these spells just get us 1 mana every time. Storm count 43. Okay. Storm count 44. We finally resolve it. First one's going to resolve, draw 2 cards, discard 2 cards. Just going to be 2 lands. Second one resolves, draw 2 cards, discard 2 cards, just going to be 2 lands. Cast a Soul Ring, still at 14 red up. Obviously, I know I might be 1 off here, or 1 or 2 men off, but we still should be good. 45 storm count right now. We need to search for a way to either double it to a 3rd time, because we can already double it twice, or a way to recur our grape shot. And cast a Warlord's Fury again, the same Clark synergy. It's 46. This always continues to trigger because we cast the spell. Player flip a coin, heads, so we trigger on the 2nd time. Storm count 47. Make a token copy. Draw a card. It's a Dockside. Draw another card. Chromatic Spear. Again, play Chromatic Spear. Still storm count up to 48 now, or possibly higher. Still at 14 red. Draw an additional card. We have a Wheel of Misfortune here. Don't really want to cast that. Probably just want to start casting this Cathartic Reunion. Discard. Again, 2 lands. Flip a coin. Tail gets brought back to our hand. Down to 13 reds. Storm count is at 48. Cast this again. Discarding this and discarding this. Player flip a coin. Tails again. Play this, discarding this, and discarding this. And actually, we're going to, before we do this last time, or before we do the last 2 times, I'm going to go back down. This is another mistake that I made multiple times. With Krark on the battlefield, I'm instead just going to view all. We have a Lava Dart in our graveyard. We're just going to cast Lava Dart, sack a mountain. Target Krark, flip a coin. Heads or tails doesn't matter. Storm count goes back up to 47. So yeah, don't make the mistake that I do. Kill the Clark whenever you need to. Krark will die. This will be exiled. And now we are going to still be drawing 3 cards here. Play this, discard this, and discard this. Draw 1, 2, 3. We are at 13 red again. Play this down to 12 red. Storm count up to 48 now. And we're still just looking for a way to copy our grape shot to kill each of our opponents. See what we have in our graveyard. So we have somehow not drawn any graveyard recursion yet at all. Our opponents aren't going to give us a wheel because we only have 7 life at the moment. So we have to figure out a way out of this. Let's see. Play a Dockside. Doesn't really matter doesn't really matter how much health Dockside has or how many treasures. Down to 11 red. Storm count up to 49. Then we are going to equip a Skull Clamp to it. Storm count down to 10 red. Storm count still at 49. And then we are going to Infernal Plunge, sacrificing Dockside. Up to 13 red. Storm count at 50 now. Draw 2 cards off Skull Clamp. Here we go. We finally hit a recursion spell. Play a Grape Shot. Kill one of our opponents. Storm count 51 at the moment. Down to 12 red. Play a Mox Diamond, discarding that. Up to 13 red. Storm count 52. Play a Past in Flames. Down to 10 red. Everything gets view all. Let's see. Cast a Jessica's Will. Down to 8 red. Then back up to 15 red. Storm count 53 at the moment. That goes into exile. Exile the top 3. Okay, so if you made it this far into the video, I actually made a pretty massive mistake in how Dual Caster Mage works, as you can see. So I didn't restart this whole thing. I just redid from the point where I'm at, and I'm at the same point. Same number of cards in the graveyard, same card just got exiled by Jessica's Will. Same cards in library, same cards in hand. Obviously, I don't know what's in my library, but I'm just going to show it how to actually assemble a win. I messed up and forgot how Dual Caster Mage does not create a copy of it that you cast, it just creates a copy. But even here, you can just win from here anyways, because we have Twin Flame in the graveyard that we discarded to Wheel of Fortune early on. So if you don't want to go for a Storm win, you want to finish off the final 2 opponents with just Dual Caster Mage plus Twin Flame, you can. But I'd like to try to storm off. And right now we're at 61 cards cast with my most recent calculations and at 17 red mana. So we mostly just got to cast a bunch of draw spells to draw through our deck. Cast Warlord's Fury. Storm count 62. And yeah, I'm just going to probably just take them all out of the graveyard. Because we just cast that Past in Flames. The graveyard is a little bit out of order, but it is the same exact 45 cards. So it's a draw spell. I'm going to try to look for the draw spells that allow me to not have to discard cards for first. And then cast those that have to discard cards, so the crash through effects. And yeah, then we have our Grape Shot in our graveyard. So now we'll just cast a crash through next. Storm count 63. Draw a card. Expedite. Draw another card. Storm count 64. Cast an Overmaster. Draw an additional card. Storm count 65. Cast a Magmatic Insight, Storm count 66. Discard a Scalding Tarn, draw a card. Cast a Faithless Looting, Storm count 67. Still at 17 red because they're all just 1 mana spells. Draw 2 cards, then discard 2 cards. Obviously, we are at, let me reset this to where it should be 4 life. My first time missed 1 life trigger that I did edit a subscription at the top when I am going to post this, so you'll see where I missed the trigger, but I will be at 4 life instead of the 7 that I originally had. So, draw 2 cards, discard 2 cards, discard a land, discard a Wheel of Misfortune, not going to do anything. Cast a Thrill of Possibility now, 16 red, and up to 68 storm count. Discard a... Was it Ritual? I guess doesn't really matter. Gets exiled, draw 2 cards. Cast a Winds of Change to draw 8. The only problem is with these is why I'd hold off on casting these, is you do give your opponents access to what they have. This should be an exile too. But so if you don't really want to give your opponents access to potential 0 mana counter spells, just go and cast Dual Caster Mage and Twin Flame and win. I'm just going to show a Storm win here because that's kind of the point of the deck. So cast Winds of Change, 16R still, Storm count 69. Shuffle my hand into my library. Really looking for 1 of 3 cards. Grinning Ingus to give us infinite casts. Reservoir to give us just, because we already have cast so many spells, if we cast 2 more spells, we'll have to kill all our opponents. And we draw 8 cards, and then the final card would be Breach. And not much good in this 8. Here's the Reservoir, as I said. Cast Reservoir up to storm count of 70. Up down to 13 red. And then we can just cast a Chrome Mox for 0. Up to 14 red. Up to 71. Gain 71 life. Up to 75. Then cast a Lion's Eye Diamond. Up to 15 red. 72 cards. Gain 72 life. Up to 147. And we already killed one of our opponents with that grape shot earlier on. So we just pay 50 life twice, down to 47 life, and kill the other 2 opponents through Aetherflux Reservoir. So that right there is a turn 1 Storm win with this deck. Incredibly fast, incredibly powerful. This is going to, as I said, I did go back and redo this because I forgot Dual Caster Mage does not create a copy that you cast, it just copies it. But if you don't have to do it with the Winds of Change line that I went with. You could just cast Dual Caster Mage plus Twin Flame. That would have won you the game. I did just want to show off storming off with either Grape Shot or Aetherflux Reservoir. But yeah, that's going to conclude this video. There will be a live storm count up here and a live mana count up here that's going to be edited afterward. And there will be some text here where when I miss the trigger for the life that I have to pay to Treasonous Ogre. So, thank you guys for watching, and hope you enjoyed.